Looking back over nearly 50 years, I wondered, what is the thing that happened during that period that you most wish you'd done differently?
It's a question that is often asked. And I wish I had taught myself an eloquent answer. I honestly believe we did the best we could. We inherited a war in which 550,000 Americans, no, 500,000 were in place, and 50,000 more had already been ordered to go there and were on the way to go there. In America, public opinion had turned in a significant way against the war, and in violent demonstrations in the streets. Among the international public, everybody was against the war, but they also were for America defending them. So our credibility around the world depended, as it does today, on our ability to perform the tasks we had assigned ourselves. We have comparable problems today in issues in Taiwan and elsewhere, Ukraine. So our decision was to try to end the war under conditions in which the control over their own destiny fell more and more into the hands of the South Vietnamese. We gradually withdrew our troops, conducted negotiations, but also conducted enough military operations so that our adversary, now quasi-ally, but our then adversary did not become convinced that he could take over. We did not want what later was an Afghanistan-style withdrawal, which was for 2,500 people. We had 550,000 people, plus 1 million armed Vietnamese in place. So was it at every stage conducted with the absolutely, was there a better way at any one point? We didn't think so. I still don't think so, but I'm open to that argument, but what is meant by better? We reduced American casualties substantially so that by the last year of the war, they were in the thousands. When the Nixon administration came in, they were reduced to less than 100 in the last year of the war. And we withdrew from ground combat within 2 years. At all times, maintaining a negotiation. The irreducible demand we had was an autonomous democratic government in South Vietnam. That was not granted until the last 3 months of the war, which is why they were the last 3 months of the war. At that point, we settled. But then the next question became, could we maintain the settlement? We believed that we could maintain the settlement as we did in South Korea against all but an all-out invasion from the north, at which point alliance issues would have arisen. but we believed against foreseeable infiltrations. We could maintain the autonomy of the government, and we could maintain it against even significant attacks. But then Watergate occurred within 2 months of the settlement. And the Congress, reflecting public opinion, forbade any kind of military action in, over, and near Vietnam. At that point, it had destroyed the basis. It was painful. It was the saddest moment of my public life when I had to sit in the security advisor's office and recommend the final withdrawals